Joke if you want, but there were people who didn't believe in you. And you worked out, right? I read about what you did on Torfin.
Conrad, you have no idea what it takes to get the job done. I know she was blackmailing you.
And I was all set to try to manipulate you into hunting her down for me. I will get you added to our manufacturer's preferred client list.
I hope you find what you're after, Admiral.
I will, Shepard. I'll let you know when I find anything out.
You did your job for your unit, Corporal. Now let me do mine. That's an order.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to go downstairs, check in with the requisitions officer, as well as talk to Garrus now, because we can clear up that side quest. Well, his personal quest. And after that, we will head off to Nevaria to finish things off there. I want to get the main storyline planets out of the way in alternating sets. But I'm looking forward to Nevaria. There's a tough fight for us waiting, and a tough decision for some, which should be fun to commentate on.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Something bothering you?
It's Saren. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with everything he's done. I know you're doing everything you can, and if anyone can catch him, it's you, but if there's anything else I can do to help, anything, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Well, there are a few things, but they're not options. No. Yeah, I thought you'd have a comment about Salian. I didn't realize you'd have a kind of fresh conversation already.
I understand your concern, but we will find him. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do.
Yes, ma'am. You can count on me. Thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate it. Can I ask you something, Commander?
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Saren? I mean, they were really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
I get the feeling this isn't a question. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive. Too much could happen. He could escape, or the Council might let him go. If we find him, when we find him, I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
Even we think that's a bit of a cynical assessment by Garrus. I mean, Council will be faced with kind of implausible deniability. You know, they couldn't deny Saren's crimes, just let him off now. And they're actively helping us in their own way. So we'll see. It depends where we find him and what he's doing.
It'll depend on the situation. I'm not committing to anything until I've got him in my sights.
Fair enough. Either way, I'm right behind you, Commander.
Seeing as he had say news, I wonder if anyone else will.
Shepard,
So you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard? I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
So you decided to go your own way?
I decided killing for credits was better than killing for a lost cause. I'm no hero, Shepard. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to. But there's a lot of Krogan mercs out there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are.
Yeah, Rex faces a difficult situation. I think it's fair to say. As in, you know, it's kind of a lost cause. He's right. You know, one man can't change things. But at the same time, he is running from the problem. So, yeah, you can't really... It's not a great choice to have to make.
How long have you been a merc?
Long enough. I took my first contract right after I left my home system. It's good work if it doesn't kill you.
I get the feeling you enjoy your work.
Sure. You get to see the galaxy on someone else's credits, and most days end with a good fight. I've tried more organized fighting, private armies and such, but it gets too messy. I fight best on my own, or in very small groups. I don't like people relying on me, and I bloody well don't like relying on them.
Yeah, we're the kind of small group that Rex likes, I think.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Yeah, so we're getting to know more about Rex, warming up to him. I wonder if Ashley will have anything new to say. Probably not. I don't think the human crew members are
Commander?
so quick to refresh their conversations.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm off duty until tomorrow. I was gonna have a small drink. Bit of a celebration.
All
if you're
right.
interested.
What's the occasion exactly?
What's the occasion?
It's Armistice Day, when the first contact war ended. My family always marks it. Since I'm the only Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Thanks, we guess.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
Well, your files are clean, I suppose. We didn't really check them. Didn't get an opportunity to.
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Yeah. It's very Roman, actually, that. The idea that you punish the descendants of the past failures. As in, there was a Roman general, I think, who lost a battle, and even his grandsons and great-grandsons had to bear the shame that he had lost a battle, and they weren't able to get back into politics until some 5 generations later or something. So, yeah, it's quite petty. It's definitely not your fault.
Don't tell me you're blamed for that.
Not formally. Dad got passed for promotion over and over. And I think my record merits more than garrison duty on a backwater agri-colony. Takes a special kind of thick-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
What happened to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shanxi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of them.
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
Oh, I mean, we're the Butcher of Torfan. But we recognise that that was pretty much a hopeless situation. And when all you're going to get with not surrendering is a death and nothing to gain with it, then we fully endorse what he did. I mean, you can't really say that he could have done better. Being low on supplies, whole city blocks being annihilated from orbit. I mean, when your enemy has kind of aerial supremacy or space supremacy, you might as well be a caveman for all the good it will do. So, yeah, well, that is why you dislike aliens, I guess.
Is this why you're always going on about the Council?
If everyone else can look at Shanxi and say, this is why humanity needs to be stronger, then so can I. I'm entitled. So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
Yes, no.
You're part of the team, Williams. I don't care what your grandfather did or didn't do.
Not to get all cheesy, but you're the first CO who's ever said that to me. Thanks, Skipper. But anyway, I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
Okay.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
Right, I didn't expect to have new conversations this soon. I thought it required plot progression, but apparently not.
Looking for supplies?
Let's have a look. Yes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Right, overpriced merchant. What do you have to sell? Anything half decent in Turian or Quarian or even human armor? No, everything you have is out of date or terrible. Let's have a look. Guess we can sell some of this stuff. Sell. Right, do we want to sell Meganati? Yes. Tungsten rounds? No, we want to keep tungsten rounds. Stiletto, Striker, Reaper, Katana, Guardian. Yeah, I want to keep the... yeah, we'll keep the mods, I think. And the Punisher can... I think we can sell the Punisher. Should give us some money to play with when we land on Novaria. I wonder if Talia will have anything more to say.
It feels like we're getting near the end, doesn't it, Shepard? With Saren, I mean.
It won't be much longer. One way or another, it'll all be over soon.
You'll find the conduit before he does. I know you will. You have to. And after this is all over, when my pilgrimage ends and I go back to my own people, I'll be proud to say I was a part of it.
Saren's still got a couple more surprises waiting for us.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. But I know you can handle whatever he throws at us. And I'll be right here if you need my help.
I should go.
See you later.
Right, so it does seem that this is the last wave of conversations. I know for a fact that there are a couple more people. Definitely Rex. Ashley and Caden both have one that I think only comes up after a certain point in the game rather than just doing missions and waiting for them to talk. I'm not sure I can get them in this playthrough, but we'll see. Depends on yeah. Well, I won't spoil it.
We haven't had time together since our last chat. A lot was said when we talked.
We didn't, did we? These options are confusing. What should we see? Spit it out.
All those words and you still said nothing.
Sorry, not sure where I stand. You seem a bit, distracted by someone.
Like who?
All right, Alenko. Off the record, permission to speak candidly, cross my heart and hope to die. What are you talking about?
Dr. Tassoni, ma'am. There's a lower deck rumor that she's, interested in you as more than a source of Prothean data. She's a very interesting lady. To my, tastes, but, I never claimed to be big on alien culture.
This is an interesting point to define. This? Yeah, so if you can't tell, you're allowed as a Shepard, female Shepard, to have a relationship with either Liara or Caden. Whereas if you're male Shepard, you're allowed Ashley or Liara. So yeah, this is where we get to choose between Caden and Liara. Actually, we can put this off if you really want to, and you get an amusing scene if you do, later on. After Novaria, after you've done 3 planets, there's a little confrontation, and you can try and sort it out, where you'll end up losing one of the two. Doesn't really affect anything beyond the romance subplot. They don't hate you forevermore or anything like that. But what should we say? Yeah, you jealous then?
You seem awfully worried about my personal affairs.
It's just that we don't have much downtime these days. I like being around you, but I don't want to take up your personal time.
Okay, these options are quite confusing, because I can't see one that lets us say we're not interested in you like that, Caden, because we're strictly butter side down, if you know what I mean. What should we say? It's not like that. That seems to indicate that, well, it could indicate either one. We can be aggressive. Well, let's aggressively deny anything, because it won't carry over. He won't hate us forever afterwards. We can still talk to him.
I'm tired of this, Lieutenant. I don't care if you have a problem with me chatting up Liara. It's none of your business.
Yes, Commander. Just had some static on my comm. Got some signals wrong. It won't happen again.
Okay, we can talk to him for real conversation now.
Anything you need, Commander?
Okay, personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
We're all in for the duration. You can count on everyone to do their duty.
Okay.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I'm guessing that cutting off that romance path cuts off his conversation, which is a shame, because I wanted to hear more of his story. It was kind of interesting what happened with Tyrion Vernus and everything. Anyway, Liara.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
No, we're just coming in here to get you to stand up off of your chair, and then we'll say goodbye. It's quite funny when you can say that. I think with Tally, you can say, I want to talk about something else, and then she'll say, sure, and then you can say, I should go. But anyway, yeah, tell me more about you.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Well, we're short-lived, aren't we?
We don't have the luxury of time, and Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
He can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did on Torfin. I cannot even imagine how horrible that must have been, but you did what had to be done.
That sounds like a catchphrase. You spied on me? Well, no, not really. I mean, that's kind of common knowledge, I think. Yeah, well, you could have asked. That would have been a bit more polite.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Creepy. Yes. Me, or the beacon. Yeah, you scientist types.
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
I like you can say you're female, and I think if you're male, Shepard, they left in an option to say, but you're a woman, as in, no, Liara, I'm only into men, but they cut out the gay romance with Caden. Yeah, I'll talk a bit more after the conversation. It's on the internet, you can research this kind of thing. It's quite amusing to see how kind of politically correct BioWare got, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not serious.
The Lieutenant and I are just friends. Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Yes, interesting. Well, as I said, we do swing that way, but I'll be interested in Liara, particularly. Yeah, I think she's a nice enough girl. It's worth seeing where this goes, so let's say yes.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Well, love doesn't make sense. But also, well, it could be your biotic powers. You're very useful on a shore party, so we start a relationship to bolster that ability. We have one thing in common. I don't want to know what that is. Yeah, don't analyze this.
Quit thinking like a scientist. Logic doesn't work when it comes to relationships. Just let yourself get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
That's why it's fun.
A little danger makes things exciting.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. I need some time.
You started it.
I wasn't the one who brought this up.
I know. I'm sorry. But I did not think it would get so... Please, let's just talk about something else.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Yeah, crazy, crazy Liara.